in terms of insurance. What time does the insurance charge for?
Well, then you need to adjust it.
Well, those things,
But those things will
those
be,
things
you know,
will be adjusted
adjusted.
if they
So
do
that they
decide to
can-
have it on
that's
Sunday.
That's the one that's been moved.
They adjusted.
That's the one that's been moved.
Okay, it is. I just put on 8 o'clock. That's what I'm looking at. It is almost 8 o'clock.
Looking nigga.
So, I'd like to give, thank Ms. Bradford for being with us this evening and participating in the dialogue and for your suggestions. And I would like to, if both candidates, runoff candidates are here, I would like to limit what we cover to specific to education, and just in terms of, you know, where your stance on it is, and I'm not coming up, Ms. Bradford, sorry. You know, what your stance on education is, just some ideas that you have, and it's not in a debate form, but just a information sharing, you know, where you're standing on education and how we can better this community. And I'd like, I'll give both of you 5 minutes for that, and then we'll just close it out at that point. Thank you for joining us. And Ms. Bradford, I'm going to give you the opportunity to go first.
I don't want to be a first lady. Let the gentleman go first. He's probably got another activity to attend.
Ms. Bradford.
Nah, they're all handled now. Sorry for being late, everybody. I was with up here, the district leader, Senator Rice and the mayor. Anyway, I just want to say, I don't know who in here voted for me, but I was the top vote getter in the last election. Anyway, whoever did vote for me, thank you. Listen, we have an election to go. It's been positive, at least pretty positive from my side. I'm going to stay positive. I have a lot of things to run on. I'm more focused on getting jobs, helping the seniors, creating a safer environment, and working on getting local control back. I'm not interested in, you know, all the negative, any negative stuff. I don't have time for it, and I'm a grown man, and that's not what I do. Some of you don't know me, so let me define myself for myself, not by Facebook and not by what you've heard. Listen, I'm a educated, a decorated war veteran from the Air Force, right? And I've been serving my country. I came to the city from the VA hospital, 2006. I left the VA after 17 years to go downtown. I had no idea how bad downtown was. Now I'm working down there as a public health emergency notification systems coordinator, planning for disease prevention, things like that, right? 4 years. Became political. One term, the Booker term, I left. I was let go right after he got elected because I wouldn't campaign. That's not what I wanted to do. Councilman Rice called me 2.5 years ago. I'm working at UMD as a mental health clinician. I said, do I want to go back to the city? Opportunity to come back here and serve. You know, I live right around the corner on Sunset, right here, directly down the street. So anyway, I came back. One thing led to another. Because here's the thing. I'm a hard worker. Now, in the council, it's not about legislation now. It's about getting out here, getting these trees cut down when people have trouble with their water. Lots, illegal dumping. It's a whole different animal now. It's not about just sitting down in City Hall, being a legislator, walking around. I've been working, nurturing relationships where I can go to the director and say, I need that tree cut down. I need that lot cleaned. I just got this lot on Brookdale cleaned the other day. Well, I worked with them to get the lot cleaned, where the kids had died in that fire a year and a half ago or whatever. They came, they cleaned it out, right? Right now. So there's things that I do in this community that I don't brag about. I don't take pictures everywhere I go. I don't walk around with a camera behind me. I don't show up at a meeting and act like I've been at the meeting. I've been coming to community meetings forever. Forever. Not when I started running for office. I've been coming here forever. That's why it's no big deal whether I come here or not, because the people that do come here, that come regularly to the meetings, know what I do, because I respond. You call me, I respond. I don't let my messages fill up in my phone. I answered the phone 11 and 12:40 I answered the phone last week. Lady that was on Sanford Avenue with the illegal social club. I answered the phone. I'll answer the phone for you. Whether you vote for me or not. Once I'm in it, I'm going to represent you to the best of my ability. That's what I do. I serve. I don't care about the title. I'm here to serve you. I know I can do a good job. I'm already doing it. I've been doing it since I've been in the councilman's office. I'm already putting young people to work. I already have a plan for economic development, brighter lights, jobs. So don't let them twist it. They're talking about the switching station. Let me just tell you about that. Since there's so many rumors on Facebook. The switching station, I had nothing to do with it. I'm not for it or against it. But if we're going to have it, which is going to be there, then we need to get something for the community. That's my position on the switching station.
Do you think a soccer field is a good trade for the health of...
A soccer field?
That's what I heard rumors.
You've been getting bad information. Yeah. If you think I'm just negotiating for a soccer field, then you've been getting bad information. That came from just, listen, have you been to the Boylan Street Rec Center?
No, but I've had breakfast with you personally down at King's.
So what about it?
And I told you about situations that were happening on my block, and they happened, and they happened. They went on for about 12, 14 months. I contacted Mrs. Bradford. I spoke to Mrs. Bradford. She gave me an idea how to approach it. I went down to City Hall. I went from door to door to door to door. And it had nothing to do with you.
Right.
So you were working on Divine Rise at the time.
Okay.
And you were saying you get things done. Well, I bought my house on, I closed on my house January 18th of 2012. And I started calling your office that Monday. And I left messages after messages. They were selling drugs in the house. There was prostitution. There was young children going in. How I knew what was going on in that house because the little 6 and 7-year-olds on my street were telling me what was going on in there. And I stayed on the phone. They had dogs there. There was feces there. There were flies this big there. And they were coming at my house. It was terrible. And I met you down at King's, and you gave me your card. And then I continued to call you, left messages after messages.
Left messages?
Yeah, nothing ever happened. So until I went down there, I wrote a letter. I read it to Ms. Bradford. She gave me some pointers on how to approach it because I was a little bit militant about it because I was upset. I took the lower road and moved a more diplomatic approach. And I went down there and it got done. That day, later on that day, I had the detectives there, I had animal control there, I had the guys there cutting all the grass, neighborhood services, and they did all of that. And now it's right back where it was again. So, I mean,
What's your name?
My name is Ken. We went through this.
Well, I saw you. I see a lot of people. I see a lot of people. I'm trying to find out. Because listen, let me explain.
My name is Ken Gallers, and that's my house. I'm just a microcosm of the problems in the West Fork because what I see next door to me, I see every other house in the West Fork. And you said you want to make safer streets and brighter lights, and how you want to do all of that?
Mr. Gathers, is it? I'm gonna ask you to leave it there. Okay, I'm gonna give Ms. Bradford an opportunity to address everyone and
But I know
interest
BS
of
when I
everyone.
hear it, though. That's why.
I hear you.
How
And
is
I
that
think your point is
BS?
taken,
I'm
and
not
I
the
think
mayor.
you guys can continue this dialogue
But you
after
said
the
you get things
meeting.
done.
Sir, I understand completely. So I think you brought your anecdote to the table. If you'd like to continue having that narrative after this meeting with him directly, that's absolutely fine, but I'd like to give Ms. Bradford an opportunity to address it. No problem. Ms. Bradford, you can call him seat. Thank you.
But my tax bill comes on time. My shut-off notices come on time.
Thank you, Mr. Gathers.
I gotta go to court now for some shit at the house next door. You see what I'm saying?
Calm down. All right. Thank you. Ms. Bradford.
Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Patricia Bradford, and I'm running for office to become your West Ward Councilwoman. This gentleman just told you his involvement, and we're talking about tonight, first of all, education. Since 1979, Patricia Bradford has been an advocate of the children in North Public Schools. At the time, it was called North Board of Education. I took on the role of PTA, doing after-school programs, got 3 schools open, then 15 schools open. We, as parents and community, came together and learned the tools of getting the schools open, not depending on the city and the Board of Education about how much money they had to give, we came and gave of ourselves. And that's the kind of advocacy I would like to continue, working with the parents and the community, and let's go back and work with the schools together. This gentleman talks about the fact that he is Councilman Rice's aide, senior aide. Well, I was Councilman Charles Bell's chief of staff. And there's a world of difference between monitoring, being in charge of the entire staff, as well as ensuring that the councilman had everything done that the people called about. Unfortunately, when I did my role, I was in the Central Ward working with him, but that's because he knew my record. He knew I could communicate with people. I worked outpatient mental health for 13 years, and I know people have problems. I also learned some tools about how to help resolve some of them. I worked for the County of Essex, and then I went to being the person in charge of your Essex County golf courses. And if you know a golfer, you know have to have skills to get along and make sure their game is right. I also worked for the superintendent of schools in public information, public relations. So I learned what the parents' situation is, and I learned how to best work with them. I started as the community relations aide there, and then I moved on to become public information assistant and making all of those brochures and things that you see, going out to parent meetings. See, so I got a chance to understand what was happening in the school system. And prior to that, I volunteered as Chapter 1, Title I Parent Advisory Council. And like they laughed and said, oh yeah, Dr. Birdie, well, I followed her footsteps. I was a follower in parent involvement. And when the Board of Education thought they should kick parents out, well, myself and Mr. Kabili Tayati, we came together and we went to the State Board of Education meetings, we went to the Senate meetings, and see, I fought against takeover while I fought to keep local control. Everybody now is hollering, local control, local control. Well, we should have never let it happen. But since it has happened, we should be fighting even more diligently to get it back. So I did the cleanups. We did the senior services so that they could have ample food when they're sitting around not even having a can of tuna fish and they're hungry and they have minimum income coming in. So I understand all of those things. And I've been my block association liaison, I'd like to call myself. And I understand the politics of the North Municipal Council. And I know that why we don't have services and many things is because of their greed. They are busy worrying about greasing their palms from developers and all of these other people making deals. So you don't even have an opportunity to talk to them. They don't want to deal with you. They'd rather grab up and make their own council person. And that's what they're doing today. And I'm saying to you, I'm embossed, on board. I'm saying to you that I will make sure I deliver to each and every one of you, including you, sir, all of the services you need in this city. I will not sit there and make deals and say, well, I'll go along with this. You can go for this or you can go for that. It's not me. I want to make sure that whatever it is, it's coming back to you, the people. I'm a homeowner for 35 years in where I live on Laurel Place. And I have 5 children, 4 of my husband's biological, and then we even went further and took on a foster child and raised her too. So I understand and I love children. And I understand and I love people. And I understand all of the nuts and bolts about North Municipal Council, and that's why I should be there. I should be there to preserve the rights of women and children. See, because a lot of us are left out. We're only called upon to do the political thingy. We say, come down here and lick stamps and go out there and run up and down the stairs and make sure you tell your neighbor about me. Well, That has gotten us nothing for the 30 years that I've lived in this city. And I've lived in this city all my life because I was born here. High Street in Montgomery. I was in St. Barnabas before they went to Livingston, okay? And I understand. I lived on Hillside Place, impoverished. My mama had 5 kids, and we would eat the whole of the bread and slap some mayonnaise on it. I know how to make my dollar stretch, and I don't feel that this North Municipal Council has stretched our dollar appropriately. And that's why I'm here, to keep lower taxes, to get rid of some of this crime going on around here, to work along with the police department. I've been the taxi cab director for the North City. And so I worked in the police department doing my job. So I'm very friendly with a lot of officers. I know that I can bring things forward to them and bring back solutions. I don't have to say any more about me. Anything you don't know about me, go to patriciajbradford.com. My everything is laid out. I've had no criminal history. I don't intend to need my 3 sons. They graduated from school, went into military, did all of the good things. I'm tired of talking about things for people who wouldn't do right. I'm talking about fighting for people who did everything right and nothing came back to you. So we have to have somebody that's not elbows with the politicians. We got to break that chain. We got to be standing on our own and letting them know that we have expectations. And you can come to me anytime. I'm right there in the heart of where people getting shot. I'm not afraid of those youth. They come around and say, Miss Bradford, I'll take your bag. Miss Bradford, but the other guy said, well, you gonna give him a job? I said, no. He said, well, then they're gonna do what I want them to do. You think I'm afraid of the drug lord? No, I'm not. But I'm here to tell you tonight, I will speak the truth for you, sit at that council, and if it's mayor or council that have a plan that's not gonna benefit you, I'll be the first to holler.
Amen.
Holler.
In the interest of time, I would have to, so that we will not have the question and answer period.